Got another UFC predictions video here for you as we have UFC 283 on Saturday, January 21st, the first UFC pay-per-view event of the year. Just going to give my predictions for the main card. Always keep in mind, card subject to change. And before I do that, though, help me out with the YouTube algorithm and smash the like button, share the video, leave me comments in the comment section about what your thoughts are on these predictions, your predictions, UFC fights you want to see, or any general UFC topics. And of course, subscribe to the channel. So, kicking things off in the main card, in the light heavyweight division, we have Paul Craig versus Johnny Walker. I'm surprised to see that Johnny Walker is the favorite. I know at one point Johnny Walker was the phenom. He was going to be the light heavyweight champion at one point, and then he lost to Corey Anderson, and that kind of derailed things. And he's won a couple fights, but he's lost like 4 fights, I think, since then. And I honestly think that Paul Craig is going to win this fight via submission, even though he is the underdog at the moment. I just don't know if Johnny Walker really has it anymore. He might be better suited for the heavyweight division. Of course, his chin seems to be a little weak at times, so maybe the bigger the guy, the harder he falls. But I'm going to go with Paul Craig by submission in this one. Next up in the women's flyweight division, we have the former flyweight champion, Jessica Andrade versus Lauren Murphy. Now, Jessica Andrade is actually the betting favorite, and I'm going to go with Lauren Murphy in this one. I just think Lauren Murphy put on a show against Miesha Tate. Granted, Miesha Tate's older, but she took it to Miesha Tate when I thought Miesha Tate was going to win that fight. Maybe I shouldn't have predicted her to win the fight, but she held in there along with Valentina Shevchenko, and I don't think Jessica Andrade can beat her. But, I mean, stranger things have happened, but I'm just going to go with Lauren Murphy. That's how I'm seeing it happening. Next up in the welterweight division, we have Neil Magny versus Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert Burns is the favorite in this fight. Neil Magny's a good fighter, but there's nothing really flashy about him. Gilbert Burns has some power. He's also clocked Kamaru Usman, which people forget. Usman was in trouble for a very short time in their fight, and I'm going to predict Gilbert Burns to win this fight. I just have a hunch. I could be wrong. It's kind of 50-50, but I'm way more leaning towards Gilbert Burns in this one just because I really haven't seen Neil Magny do anything significant, even though he has, a lot of wins on his record. And then in the co-main event of the evening, our first quadrilogy, we have Brendan Moreno, the interim flyweight champion, versus the reigning, defending, undisputed flyweight champion of the world, Davidson Figueiredo. This is their 4th fight. That's crazy. I'm going to go with Figueiredo. This is very close, though. Like, currently, I think Moreno's a slight favorite. Slight at the moment. But I just am going to go with Figueiredo. I think he has a lot of power, and it's their 4th fight. I could be completely wrong. It's in his home country. This is in Brazil. But I just have a feeling that Figueiredo is going to win this fight. But if Moreno wins, I won't be upset. Just how I'm seeing it. But again, it could go either way. I really don't know, but I'm just going with Figueiredo at the moment. And then in the main event of the evening, the light heavyweight championship is on the line again. Since the last card, it wasn't settled between Magomed Ankalaev and Jan Blachowicz. We're going to have Jamal Hill versus the former light heavyweight champion of the world, Glover Teixeira. Currently, I'm surprised to see that Jamal Hill is actually the favorite in this fight. Unfortunately for Jamal Hill, I just don't think his level of competition is up there yet. I know this was kind of thrown together at the last second, at the last pay-per-view. Well, we didn't have this, the champion wasn't crowned here, we'll do it the next month. I think he needed one more fight to beat Anthony Smith or beating Jan Blachowicz or Magomed Ankalaev to get a title shot. With him not fighting any of those guys and how crafty Glover Teixeira is in the octagon, I honestly think Glover Teixeira is going to get the job done. Now, does he continue to fight? I don't know. What left does Glover Teixeira have to prove? But I really do think that Glover Teixeira is going to win this fight. I wouldn't be upset if Jamal Hill won the fight. I think that'd be a cool story, an up-and-comer like Jamal Hill to win. And he could win. It's not like he's going to lose 100%, but I do think Glover Teixeira, with his craftiness, is going to win this fight. It's going to probably be a lot of grappling and a lot of wrestling, and Jamal Hill would probably rather just stand there and strike. You know, you look back at the fight that he had with Thiago Santos. He's beat guys that are kind of on their way out or had a lot of losses lately. Santos and him were going at it stand up, and he was getting tired. Glover Teixeira is going to get clinch work. He's going to take him down. He's going to try to wrestle him. All he has to do is avoid the knockout punch in the first round. Now, I don't know how good Jamal Hill really is, and he's certainly got a good record, but I just think Glover Teixeira is going to take this and win back his light heavyweight championship of the world and potentially fight Yuri Prochazka, depending on how long his recovery is. It might take a lot longer, and he may fight Magomed Ankalaev or Jan Blachowicz down the road here. So that's how I see it. I'm picking 4 underdogs right now. Teixeira, Figueiredo. I don't know if Figueiredo's really an underdog, but definitely Teixeira, Lauren Murphy, and Paul Craig. I'm surprised they have Paul Craig as an underdog, but I know he lost his last fight or the fight before that, but just how I'm seeing it. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Tell me any predictions other than this card that you have. Favorite fights that you want to see in 2023. I really want Francis Ngannou versus John Jones. Not sure that's going to happen. To help me out with the YouTube algorithm, make sure you smash that like button. Share the video with anybody you know. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, check out any of these videos I have up here of fight reactions. I'll do fight reactions for this card, at least 3 fights. Come back to the channel that night and the next couple nights afterwards. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.